All right. Well, looks like we are back. Looks like they did not like me streaming that, but nonetheless, man, we take it down. Let's get into these matches. Tonight's card. We got Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin in a singles match. That is one that I cannot wait for. Super excited for that. Kyle O'Reilly versus Darby Allin. That should be a pretty good match, man. Darby Allin's got a very fast fight style. He is very unorthodox, flying all over the place. We know Kyle O'Reilly can be he can either go tactical, mat wrestling. He's got a lot of things going well for him. Seems like he's not as big right now in AEW as he was towards his middle to ending of his NXT WWE career. But I am super excited to see these two guys. They are two of the smaller guys, almost cruiserweight style. So this should be a very good match. Is it pay-per-view worthy? Very questionable. I could easily see it on a Rampage on Wednesday night. But it's what we're getting. I expect it to be very fast paced, very fun. Um, my money would be on Darby Allin to take the win here. But we already know we can expect a run in on Kyle O'Reilly's side, and he could take the win very easily. But I would expect Darby Allin. He's the more popular wrestler right now. There's a bigger upside to Darby Allin taking the win here. But who knows how this night is going to go? It could be the new era for Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole. We shall see. Um, Up next, we got Jade Cargill versus Anna Jay. Whew, hate to put it in this aspect, but we already know that is a snoozer. We have seen this match before. Unfortunately, we are getting it again with not very much lead up. 2 to 3 weeks of lead up time with this match? We've seen it all before. I am not expecting this match to go any different than what we've seen the first time. They may give Anna Jay a little more ability in this match to make it look like she's going to win. She's probably going to come close to winning, and then the baddie section will get the DQ, the run in by Kiera Hogan or Red Velvet at some point. I could see that happening to, boost Anna Jay up just a little bit and make Jade Cargill look like she's close to winning, close to losing. But of course, Jade Cargill will come out with the win here. It doesn't make sense for her to lose her belt right now. She's going to hold on to it for at least a few more months. And I don't see anybody right now, depending on how this tournament goes, which they still have not told us about this tournament, like what it means in the end. It's just a tournament to say, hey, here's the Owen Hart Cup champion. Like, do they get a title shot in the near future? Like, what is the big prize other than just saying I'm the Owen Hart tournament winner? Hopefully there's a better explanation, or on Wednesday night, the storyline with that will go a little bit deeper and we'll find out who's the next challenge for Jade Cargill, because there is a women's match. Or will it just go towards the winner, get Thunder Rosa in the future? We shall see. But yeah, I'm going with Jade Cargill over Anna Jay. Just makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, that's going to be one of those middle towards the back end of the card rest break matches. Unfortunately, even with those women putting in a lot of work, giving their all, I'm quite sure they're going to get put into that time slot. So actually kind of sucks, but go Jay, go. I am on your side, Ben Buster. I got Jade Cargill in this match winning by DQ. Real Game in 94 says, I'm going for Jade in this match. I don't know anything about wrestling, just here to hang out. Well, thank you, Wolverine 1832, man. I definitely appreciate you being here. We're 4 minutes in. It is 7:12. We are waiting on the main card to kick off. I need to get it back in my corner so I can see when this buy-in match kicks off, because I am a little bit excited to see how this buy-in match goes with Hookhausen, Danhausen, and Hook, because I had not seen a single Danhausen match, so I want to see what his ring work is like. I've heard it is not that great. He's more of just a persona style person, but hopefully it turns out pretty good. Super excited for it. But it looks like they're still back to advertising MJF versus Wardlow. I know earlier they took him off the card. You didn't see him they took away like the promo material for him. So maybe, I don't know what's going on. Hopefully we find out what the true story is. Did he have to leave? Did he think he had to leave for, personal reasons? Was it a little rift with the company? Who knows? Was it a work? Hopefully we'll find out. But looks like they've got the promo running with him still in it. So looks like we're going to get that match tonight. Probably it's the most storyline filled match of the night, along with Hangman Adam Page and CM Punk. But even that one doesn't feel all, as high as this match does. Even though all the promo leading up to this match is the same thing we seen him do with Cody Rhodes, it just feels a little bit different. Even, especially with Wardlow's entrance, coming out with all the cops handcuffed. So that was a little bit of a difference that, was really big for this match. I can't wait to see that match, even though I do expect Wardlow to come out with the win. Jerry says, which wrestler do you wish AEW would sign? That's a good question. Because I do feel like AEW is a little too full. They got too many wrestlers on their roster for just a 2-hour live show and a 1-hour recorded show. House of Black aren't in the position they should be in. Swerve Scott, Keith Lee shouldn't be tag teaming. They should be in a bigger spot. There's tons of great, wrestlers. You could even say Adam Cole deserves to be in a bigger spotlight, championship matches all the time, and he's not even there. So there's not many wrestlers I say I really want to come in, but if I got to choose, it will probably be some better wrestlers. I think they should have picked up like an Ember Moon and a few other ladies, and really try to push these ladies and stop just putting just one ladies match on the card on rampages and things like that, and give them a little bit more exposure, because it's like outside of Britt Baker matches, you don't have much. Jade Cargill's not wrestling every week. Thunder Rosa has had one match since she's become the champion, and that was against Nyla Rose, which was just kind of thrown together. Didn't have much storyline going into it or anything. So they need to do something better with their women's division, and bringing in these, what do they call it? Joshi, Japanese wrestlers. Just, that's not it. That doesn't appeal to a lot of the US crowd. So they really need to do something with their women's division, because it's almost like Britt Baker is still kind of carrying it, even though she's not there from week to week. You've got Toni Storm. She's there. She's great talent, but it's just missing something with that women's division. Ben Buster, hook, give them the hook. I agree. It would have to be a female wrestler. It would help the division. Yeah. And, a lot of people thought with the Joker card for the Owen Hart Cup Finals matches, a lot of people thought that was going to be Ember Moon or somebody of a high caliber, but we got, what's her name? Is it Maki Ito? Which was a fun match. It was pretty cool, but, you're expecting a little bit more. Even on the men's side of the Joker card, you had John Morrison, which is cool. Very good wrestler. He's been around for a long time. But when you seen that Johnny, you was thinking Johnny Gargano and not Johnny Morrison. So, it was kind of a letdown in a way, but it was still a great match. Isn't Deonna Purrazzo the Ring of Honor champion? Didn't she? No, she lost it, didn't she? Because she wrestled, what's the other tall Latina girl? I forget her name, but they had the main event match on Rampage a couple weeks ago, and Deonna Purrazzo lost her belt. Jerry says, would you like to see more sports players be involved in wrestling like the old days, like special matches? No, I never cared for those matches at all. Like, none of them really. The only one that was cool to me was Mike Tyson, because I grew up a big Mike Tyson fan. So to see him wrestling in the wrestling ring, that was pretty cool, especially with Stone Cold, who was one of the biggest wrestlers at that time. So it worked very well. But as far as like when Floyd Mayweather was in the ring, I could care less. Who else? There's been a few other people. I can't put my hands on who's been out there, but I have cared less about those type of freak matches and things like that. I don't even like to see it like in boxing. You've got like all these other former NFL players and other superstars that want to box. I don't care for that. Ben Buster says she lost the AAA championship. Okay, so that's what the belt was. Yeah, to Mercedes Martinez. Yeah. Lawrence Taylor. Yeah, I see. I could care. I don't care for that type of stuff. Even WCW, when you had Carl Malone, Dennis Rodman, I didn't care. It was cool promo stuff, but the actual in ring, like, I didn't care. All right, you guys. So next up on the card, we've got House of Black, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, Brody King versus Death Triangle, Pac, Penta Oscuro, and Ray Phoenix. So this should be a very, very fun match. This one has had some great lead up going in as well. I'm kind of tired of the lights out theme with AEW. They do it a bit too much. That should be reserved for House of Black. It fits their gimmick. They don't have to do it every time with Death Triangle coming out to the ring. There's nothing special that they do other than stand there as a trio. But House of Black, their entrance caters to it being dark. When they stand at the front, it goes dark again, and then they're up on the corners of the ring, so it fits their persona better to turn the lights out. But AEW has this thing where they have to turn off the lights for every moment. It's not even a big wrestling moment, lights go out. So they've definitely got to clean that up. I feel like Malachi Black should be in a much bigger spotlight right now, even the House of Black. One thing I'm looking forward to with the 6-man match tonight is this when her name was just on my mind. Julia Hart, is this when she switches over and joins House of Black? We've had that promo, 2 to 3 weeks ago, where she looked like she was about to turn on her team, and she didn't. We haven't seen anything else leading into it with her as far as being out there with House of Black. So hopefully tonight is the culmination, because that storyline's been going for a very long time, and it's off and on that they really center around it at the same time. So I hope to see that they finally end it. Maybe she comes in and helps them get the win or something like that. But I think it needs to culminate tonight to get it over with, because, like I said, they don't focus on it from week to week. So a lot of times you'll forget that storyline is even there. But in this match, yes, I do expect the House of Black, Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King to come out with the win here. I think it's going to be utter chaos in this match. A lot of spots, especially with Ray Phoenix. You guys already know what to expect from them. I don't think, it's typical with Pac that we don't see a lot of action from him. He's in and out a lot. He's a lot better than what we see him do. But some reason it feels like Pac is really one of those afterthoughts. He was there at the beginning when the company started. They never really did too much with him. He was in a few spots, but he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out, and expect the same thing here. Not much in the way of what we haven't seen before, but I think this is going to be a very good, fun match. But I do give it to House of Black taking the win here. Up next, we got the 6-person mixed tag team match. American Top Team, Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, Paige Van Zandt, with Sammy Guevara, Frankie Kazarian, and Tay Conti. This is one of those WWE style mixed tag team matches that they would love to do. This storyline just does nothing much for me. I'm tired of Scorpio Sky and Sammy Guevara going back and forth between each other. It's been like almost 2 months now that this feud's been going on, with little to nothing happening other than Hot Potato win the TNT title back and forth between the two. So hopefully tonight ends it. Only thing that's intriguing is Tay Conti versus Paige Van Zandt. How does she look in the ring? Her first time in an official match. We've seen her do a few things in that latter match, but this will be the first official match with the bell ringing and her in the ring. So I'm excited to see that part of the match. I think this match will probably, if this match goes longer than 15 minutes, something's wrong. Do we get Ethan Page turning on Scorpio Sky? Because that's a storyline that looks like it's starting to kind of reveal itself. I do like the Men of the Year tag team thing, but with this title, it's starting to seem like Ethan Page is really, they're pushing Ethan Page big. He's becoming very good on the mic. Fans are really liking him, especially when he's talking junk about Sammy Guevara, because fans have turned on Sammy ever since he got with Tay Conti. People don't like it, and they're playing up that very well. But I think Ethan Page has finally found, his knitting where he needs to be, and it looks like they're starting to do a storyline where he may turn on Scorpio Sky, and we may get that match in the near future for that TNT title. So who knows? But I think this one's a toss-up. I don't know who's going to win this match, but I almost want to go with American Top Team with Dan Lambert somehow getting involved with the match, and Scorpio Sky probably taking the win over Sammy Guevara once again. Real Gaming 94 says that is the hot topic right now. I see it in the chat over on the AEW stream. A lot of people have been asking, where is Miro? When is he coming back? Will he show up tonight? I don't think so, but he definitely needs to come back because they need to do something with that TNT title because it has not felt like much since he's been gone, with it hot shotting back and forth between Sammy. You've had it with Cody when he was around. Now you're getting it with Scorpio Sky, back to Sammy, and then back to Scorpio Sky. So, the title feels very weak right now. Jerry says, I want to see an Iron Man match. Yeah, it's been a minute since they've done an Iron Man match in AEW, but it's been done. But I don't know about people's these days. You don't see much of that because of the attention span of most people these days just aren't there for a 60-minute match. You used to get it a lot back in the day, but not as much anymore. But I think there are some wrestlers that can go. We've seen Adam Cole in an Iron Man match versus Johnny Gargano. I think that he will be a good candidate. I would say Darby Allin could probably do it. Maybe like a Ricky Stark. Some of these younger guys, I think they could go. Daniel Garcia could probably do it. So yeah, it can be done. Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland, I think they could do something with the Iron Man match, but I wouldn't expect to see them in one anytime soon. None of those guys that I just named. Ben Buster says Miro has been filming a TV series that is coming out on CBS next season. Adrian James, wrestling is not my favorite sport, but I like football or soccer the most. I didn't know that, Ben Buster. Thanks for telling me that. And there's supposedly a truck with an advertisement with Cody on it for Money in the Bank. Well, that's weird because he's already about to do Hell in the Cell and going to be the main event. But yeah, they're really pushing. There's nothing else there for them, even with Roman Reigns not really being around very often anymore. All they have to hang on is Cody right now. So you're going to get Cody and Seth Rollins, main event, Hell in the Cell. But then what's after that? Welcome, Real Gaming 94. All right, you guys. Up next, we got another three-way tag team match. We got Jungle Boy Luchasaurus taking on Team Taz, Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, and also Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. This may be match of the night as far as entertaining on every level. And I can actually see these tag team titles changing hands. I'm going to say it now. I think Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland may get the win here. I won't be surprised if Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus hang on to the titles because we already know Jungle Boy is a very exciting, very popular up-and-coming wrestler still for AEW. So I can see them keeping the straps on him. But I'm just not sure. I'm still not sold on Luchasaurus. He's a big guy that can do a couple of things, but it's the same things. Every match that he's in, it's the hot tag, and then he does his few kicks, his little backflip, and dive out of the ring. And that's about all you get other than, adding a choke slam. But that's all you get from Luchasaurus. He's a big, agile guy, so I get it. He's got a little persona, but as far as really pushing that tag team, I don't see much they could do there. So I think it's maybe time to, hand the reins over to somebody else. I can see Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs with those titles because a lot of chemistry there. They've been around each other for a very long time as part of Team Taz, but it's Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland are very high on people's list right now. So if they don't have anything going for them on the single side, I can see them getting the titles tonight to continue their run together. All right, so what is going on live stream? We still got a little bit of promo coming in. I believe around the 7:35 mark is when we'll get that match for the night. Probably around 7:35, 7:40, you'll get that Danhausen and Hook match versus Smart Mark Sterling and Tony Nese. So I'm looking forward to that. So let's continue on. We got Jericho Appreciation Society going up against Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and the Blackpool Combat Club, and Anarchy in the arena match. I think they missed a great opportunity here to do War Games. We've seen these type of matches pay-per-view after pay-per-view with any stable that Jericho is a part of. So it's kind of getting old and redundant at this point. I think they should have really pushed to do War Games here. It probably should have been the opening match or the main event match. If they went with War Games, I think that would have been the best solution for this type of match. But it's going to be all over the arena. I'm expecting a lot of action here, a lot of weapons getting used. Everybody's high on Eddie Kingston. Santana and Ortiz are still just kind of sitting in the background. Nothing much going on with them other than being in a stable. At some point, they need to get out of these stables and become a tag team and start challenging for these titles. I would love to see Santana and Ortiz as tag team champions at some point in AEW. It looks like they're having a hard time figuring out what to do with those guys other than, keeping them in some type of stable. Ben Buster says, could they do war games? Yes, they can, but they can't. I don't think they can name it war games. But yes, you can do some type of match like war games. I don't think WWE has the rights to, we're the only ones that can put two rings together and two cages. But as far as namesake, yeah, I don't believe they can call it war games. Swerve will get the tag titles, then face the Acclaim. Yes, Acclaim need to push at some point too. Max Caster, man, I know I love hearing him rap. That gimmick is something that's been used plenty of times. Not everybody can really do it well, but I think Matt Caster does a very good job of doing that rap gimmick, music gimmick, wrestler. It doesn't work for everybody, but I think he's done a very good job. Jerry says, haven't seen an Inferno match in forever. Yeah, those matches, those are whack. Like, we know nobody's going to get burned or anything like that. So that one's too gimmicky for me. I don't care for that match. Yes, it's cool to see the smoke, the fire come up whenever a big move happens or something like that. But it's just a little too gimmicky for me. Sterling, this is not a movie stream, so maybe somebody in the chat will answer that. We got Movie Hunter, evening everyone. Real Game is saying evening everyone. We're 22 minutes into the stream. First half of the stream, we got knocked off. Unfortunately, they will not let me put the actual stream up on here while I am talking. I figured they wouldn't, but you got to chance it sometimes. See what you can get away with. I thought it would have made for a much better stream, better appearance to actually have it on the screen, but they shut us down, but here we are back again. So I thank everybody for coming back. We got 11 here. If you enjoyed the stream, please hit the like button. We've got about another 30 more minutes until the main card. Looks like they are going to the announcement team. So maybe pretty soon, within the next 5 minutes, we will get that buy-in match. So if you're not tuned in, please tune into YouTube if you're going to watch along with me, because I really do want to watch that match, so it won't be as much talking going on during that match. Looks like they're going through the card right now. So let's see if they still announce MJF despite whatever is going on. But while they're doing that, let's get into the next match. Dr. Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho, Women's Owen Hart Tournament Finals match. Another match that we've seen. Hopefully there's not a lot of botching. Ladies division needs a lot of work. I think they need a little bit more practice with each other in the ring before their matches, because we see a lot of botching, things not flowing very well in some of these ladies matches. But Ruby Soho, Britt Baker, they're two great wrestlers. They've done this before. They've been in the ring before. So I'm expecting a pretty decent match, probably no longer than 10 minutes in that match. I think the right choice would be to have Ruby Soho win it, but I don't know if you have another pay-per-view where Britt Baker loses. So she loses her title on free TV and then loses a big finals match on the pay-per-view. I don't think that's a very good look, but at some point you do have to push Ruby Soho as well, because at some point you have to put her in the title picture again. I think they handled her wrong first coming in. She shouldn't have been just thrown out there the way she was. They should have really pushed her, gave her a few matches, let her work her way into the title picture, but they didn't. I think this is a time they could right that wrong, but it's very hard to give Britt Baker a loss on this pay-per-view. So I think I'm going to go Britt Baker winning here tonight, but it will not surprise me if Ruby Soho takes the win. You guys let me know who you think are going to win that. Who's going to win that Owen Hart's Women's Tournament Finals tonight? Britt Baker, Ruby Soho. We got Mark H saying, hey, D-Ray, what is going on, Mark? Ben Buster says, hey, yep, they just announced the MJF match is happening. Real Gamer says, I want to see Ruby Soho beat Britt Baker. Yeah, I won't be surprised if they push it that way, but it's difficult because Britt Baker, she is the heart She's the face pretty much of the women's division. Yes, Thunder Rosa is popular as well, but Britt Baker has held it down for the women's division since pretty much the beginning of AEW. Sheeta did a good job with the belt. Riho, okay, but Sheeta held it down. Then Britt Baker held it down for a very long time. Did a great job defending her title with open challenges and things like that. This Thunder Rosa reign has been very lackluster thus far. So we shall see what they do with both of these ladies. So I want to go Britt Baker, but my mind is really saying Ruby Soho here. But final choice, I'm gonna go Britt Baker. All right, up next, you guys, we got Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole. This should be a very, very good technical match, and this one will probably be high on a lot of people's list for tonight. It is the Men's Owen Hart Cup tournament final. I expect this one to go down probably pretty early on the card, maybe early to middle of the card. I expect this match, but I think Samoa Joe already has a title, so I expect Adam Cole to come out with the win on this one. I think it will be clean. Unfortunately, Samoa Joe hasn't had a very good record on AEW outside of winning that Ring of Honor title. So I expect Adam Cole to come out with the win on this one. Hopefully, after this, he'll be put in the storyline for the championship against Hangman Adam Page. Once again, I love that first run that they had together. So I can't see Adam Cole going down. I think he has to either have to stay at this level or continue to go up back into the title picture once again. So I'll take Adam Cole in that match. Then it looks like MJF and Wardlow is going down. Of course, you believe that Wardlow will get the win here, get his AEW contract, get out of the contract with MJF. Should be a very fun match. How many power bombs do they let him do on MJF? Will that be how the match goes? That's the point. That's the part that I'm eager about. How over do they get Wardlow on MJF tonight? Is it just one power bomb in a pin? Is it two? All right, looks like we got Max Caster and one of the Ass Boys coming out right now. So let's listen to this rap. I'm not a fan of the Gun Club at all. All right, so not Max Caster's best rap that we've seen, but solid. All right, Bimba says, "Yep, okay, we've seen that one. Ruby Soho. Will the Straight Edge Society win the men's and women's titles?" That's a good question. Very good question. You think they could bring CM Punk wife to AEW? No, she's already signed up with another company. She's doing Ben Buster. I'm sure you probably either answer this or you could answer it, but she is signed up. I forget the name, but it's supposed to come out again next year that they'll be back. But she's a lot of people wanted her in AEW. We were hoping, at least I was hoping she would come over, but looks like she's not. I was hoping she would come over. I was hoping Lana would come over with Miro. It's like some of those manager things just aren't happening with AEW right now. So we got good old JR. Get you guys some of JR's good old barbecue sauce. I'm going for Samoa Joe over Adam Cole, says Real Gaming 94. Yeah, that's probably the most popular pick, but I don't see it happening. Up next, we got Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb. This could be a pretty decent match. It's like Thunder Rosa's dream match. She's trained with Serena Deeb for a very long time. Serena Deeb's been around for a very long time. We haven't seen Thunder Rosa in the ring much as champion thus far. This feud has been a little bit lackluster. Not a lot going on. Thunder Rosa's reign has been very lackluster since she's won the title. So we should see how things go tonight. Of course, I expect Thunder Rosa to win, continue to hang on to that title, but I'm more eager to see the fallout of the match than the match itself, because at some point they got to push Thunder Rosa. She needs to be out there more wrestling with this belt. You've seen your other champions wrestle almost week to week with this belt, but Thunder Rosa has not done that. She needs to get out there. She needs to do more mic work. She's admitted that her mic work is not where it needs to be, and she really wants to work on it, but there's no better way to work on it than to get out there and do it, so the fallout is much more intriguing to me after this match to see where they take Thunder Rosa, but I expect her to come out with the win over Serena Deeb tonight. And then last but not least, you guys, what should be tonight's main event, but we shall see which order they go with this match. Because one thing that they said, that Tony Khan did come out earlier, I think like Friday, once they found out that the Game 7 of the NBA Championship is tonight. He said he was waiting to, set the card, the match announcements. He was going to do it based on around the NBA Finals tonight because he knows that's going to garner a lot of ratings. So he wants to make sure he places the right matches at the right time slots tonight to not have to worry too much about that affecting the pay-per-view itself as far as ratings and things like that. So I'm very intrigued to see which order some of these matches go into, because I believe that finals Game 7 doesn't come on until 8:30, 9 o'clock. So I know a lot of eyes will be on that as well. So he's got a tough task for himself tonight with, putting the matches in the correct order to keep fans entertained. AJ Lee is executive producing, color commentator for, there it is. Wow, thank you. Real Gaming 94, winning a professional wrestling promotion that I think is supposed to start back up again next year or later this year. Wrestling Stream, all cracks. Dakota Blue says, yes, 8:30. Yeah, I know you're waiting on that. Big Miami Heat fan. Go Miami Heat. Go Boston. I don't care who wins, but I'm going for the Warriors in the finals. We've got that Eddie Kingston promo happening now. So we're already 7:40. Okay, so it looks like this buy-in match will happen. Right? It's probably going to end the stream and lead into actually a pay-per-view, which is not a bad idea. At least you get people hyped, because I think usually they let these buy-ins go over by like 5 minutes. You get like the entrances of the first match, and then the stream cuts off trying to garner that hype for the pay-per-view, so people will be watching and be like, oh my gosh, no, I need to get this pay-per-view last minute. And pretty cool idea to do. I wonder how well it works, but we've seen them do that quite a few times. I think it would have been a great idea to do some live interviews in this instead of all these vignette packages, because it's not as entertaining, because I'm quite sure a lot of these packages they have rolled already, probably during Rampage. There's probably video packages all over YouTube from the weekend of getting people hyped for the pay-per-view. So, some live interviews or some backstage happenings with other wrestlers or something like that, setting up some future matches. I think that will work well with a pre-show like this, other than just seeing a bunch of these promo packages and going to the commentating team for a little bit to announce the matches tonight. Do a little bit more. That's one thing I can say about WWE with their pay-per-views. At least they have like the ESPN desk style setup outside the arena. Fans are in the back. You can hear what they're saying. They're having conversations, talking about the matches. So I think that's a little bit better than just, kind of what we're seeing. So hopefully at some point AEW can kind of do some of the same thing, because we see it in every sport now that those pre-shows go that way, that they're outside of the desk or, in some type of venue outside or inside. Would be cool if they had another stage, set to the side. You can see the fans starting to file in. They're talking. We see that with WWE as well when they're not outside. So I think that's another avenue that, AEW needs to look for in the future and get a little secondary team just to do that if they're not going to use JR Shivani and the other guy for that type of thing. That they can find a secondary team to do the pre-shows. That was a good promo from Eddie Kingston. He's gold on the mic. That's one thing I can say about Eddie Kingston, man. He does promos. It feels real. It doesn't feel like it's scripted at all. He didn't think it out. None of that. He just goes straight off the top when he hits the ring or in his video packages. Like, that's one thing that's great about Eddie Kingston. I ain't gonna say I'm the biggest fan of him in the ring, but as far as his persona, his charisma, it is very high. I really like Eddie Kingston. He's very good for, this type of company. I don't think he would ever work in WWE. He'd pretty much be a jobber. But as far as like that real feeling, that real look of wrestling is not super colorful. You don't have a bunch of mass wrestlers, all these different gimmicks and things like that. It's more of a natural setting. He fits very well in that, especially with like an indie scene type of wrestling. We got the Adam Cole promo package going on right now. And I want to see what's going on with Christian Cage. I mean, a lot of people are saying it's looking like he may turn heel at some point. So, I would like to see that happen. And maybe at that point, that's when Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy break up a bit. Maybe tonight, maybe he interferes. Somebody ducks his hit or something, and he hits Luchasaurus, the Jungle Boy, and makes them lose, and that's where it all starts to, intertwine, and Christian becomes a heel or something. We shall see. We shall see. Ben Buster, speaking of the indie scene of wrestling, when will we see the new ROH? Yeah, that's a great question because we already know kind of a little bit of the future of AEW and what's coming up with another the Forbidden Door pay-per-view is coming up with New Japan and all that. So, still haven't heard much news. At least I haven't heard much news of what's going on with the ROH side of the business. But hopefully they can pull that together very well. Hopefully it looks good. I don't know if they're going to use the same setup as the old Ring of Honor, but I hope it has a new look, look, better production. I don't know if you feel that way, Ben Buster. I know you're bigger on ROH than I was. Maybe you still want it to have that same look and feel, but I think it's time to step it up. ROH has been big. It's a great feeder company. A lot of wrestlers, a lot of talent has come from there. So I think it's time to up the production and everything. And one of the things I hated about Ring of Honor, I never knew when it was on. I believe it used to come on like sometime on Saturdays. I would just see it on at random times. There was never a specific day and time that I knew Ring of Honor was happening. And I didn't even know if the show was live or new. It felt like I was always watching reruns. So at some point there needs to be some continuity. They need a certain day, a certain time. Maybe they run it out of one of the same venues, like how they do Elevation. It's always out of Universal Studios. Maybe they need something like that where it's just always in the same spot for some time until they can either take it on the road with AEW house shows or something like that. But I think it's a lot that they need to figure out. They have Jonathan Gresham, the ROH champion, and are not using them. Yeah. He said he agrees about them stepping it up. Yeah, so there's a lot of questions. I mean, there's a lot going on with AEW, man. It feels, I'm going to be honest, with AEW when it first came around, man, I loved it so much. I could not miss it, could not miss a match. It just felt so different as opposed to right now. It just doesn't feel like it did when it first started. I still love it, but it had a much different feeling in year one than it does here in year 3, going on year 4. All right, looks like we are getting close to this match. So if you're not tuned in yet, pull it up. The buy-in is happening right now live here on YouTube on the AEW page. Hook and Danhausen versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling is coming up. Entrants are happening right now. Thank you for the 6 of you who are still here right now. Definitely appreciate it. I know most of you guys probably aren't really into wrestling, a few of you, but you're stepping in just to say what's up, just to hang out on this Sunday evening for an hour with me. So I definitely appreciate it. And please hit the like button if you enjoy the content tonight. Jagoda Blue says, I need to learn the new wrestlers. Only if you plan on watching it. If you don't plan on watching it, there's really no point of learning them. And see, I really don't like gimmick stuff like this. Like, why couldn't they find somebody to tag up with Tony Nese? Give somebody else a good pay-per-view payday or something like that instead of Smart Mark Sterling, who's probably gonna come out with Jade Cargill later tonight anyway. So you really don't have to put him in the ring. It's too gimmicky. Jagoda says, I've been trying to get back into it, especially with hear people talk about it. Yeah, it seems like it starts when we're doing the movie stuff and we start talking wrestling, people get turned off by it. So that's why I like to do stuff like this, whenever I'm super excited to do it, so we can actually sit here and talk about it without having to worry about the conversation ultimately being on based off movies. Now, this is just strictly wrestling. Can't understand why Danhausen is over. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't get it. Like I said, I've never seen him wrestle, but even the gimmick, I just don't care for it. There's nothing he's done to make me feel like, ooh, I want to see him again next week. I'd rather continue to see Orange Cassidy. So we are what? Oh, so this is going to be a nice about 8 minute match. I expect Danhausen to probably be in the ring the most. Okay, we're going to start off with Hook and Tony Nese. So that kind of tells me that Danhausen really doesn't have much in the way of wrestling. But I would expect he has more than Hook. Seems like he's probably been around a little longer than Hook has. I thought Hook would be the one to get the hot tag, so the crowd goes crazy. Ben Buster never was a fan of his in ROH. Same, I've never seen Danhausen wrestle. I saw a history of Danhausen video when he first started. He was known to be a ring technician. Really? Like put on very technical matches. Wow. Okay, well, I guess I'm eager to see what he's about to do in the ring right now then. Because as of right now, I feel like he's just kind of another gimmick like Orange Cassidy. Like Orange Cassidy's move sets and stuff are cool the first few times you see it, but then it becomes very redundant and you know what he's about to do. It's like the crowd's really hot right now, though. This is the first match of the night, I do suppose. Unless they recorded a few things before this. I think Tony Nese is another person they could put into the TNT title picture at some point as well going forward. Coach Trini said, "Saying here, Jagoda fell off wrestling some time now. Only watched the big shows." Yeah, that's how I was until AEW came around. I didn't know who most of these wrestlers were. I would listen to Sirius XM's Busted Open, and they would mention like your Heyman, Adam Page, and some of the other wrestlers. I'm like, I don't know who these guys are. But then I started to learn that Cody and the Bucks were trying to start this new company and all that. So I got interested, started paying attention more and more, then started seeing like the videos of when they would go to the indie scene and sign on new wrestlers and stuff like that. So I thought it was pretty cool. And it got me back into it once again. But I still cannot sit and watch WWE unless it's like I'll check out some of their pay-per-views just to see what's going on. But as far as Raw and SmackDown, I can't watch it. It's like Turner fan just entered the building. What's going on, guys? Just popping on to say hi. My favorite is Thunder Rosa. Yeah, I expect her to get a big win tonight. Turner fan, we shall see. But yeah, I like Thunder Rosa too, but she still got a little work to do. I'm very disappointed in her title reign so far, but I'm a big Thunder Rosa fan. I was at the first All In Chicago. Oh, dope. Are you going to go back to the next one? Because supposedly they're having a part 2. But I don't know if it's going to be in Chicago because it seems like they're starting to kind of want to move away from Chicago right now. Starting a little heavier than what Hook thought he was. Are we about to see Red Rum? Danhausen wanting to tag. Jagoda says, would you say AEW wrestler schemes are better than WWE? I can't say because the thing is, WWE doesn't let people be who they want to be. They want to control everything. They don't really let you create your own gimmicks and stuff. It's all based off what they want you to do. As to where AEW kind of, gives them free reign and lets them be who they want to be, the type of character they want to be. So it's hard for me to say because I look at certain people like Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is better as a heel and as her kind of cheerleader character. But then you have her doing like this stuff. She's continued with like that same Fiend style. She was continuing with that after the Fiend left, and it didn't fit her. It wasn't good. Everybody wanted the other Alexa Bliss backs, but they continued to want to push it because they was hoping the merge, the little sales of the little doll would, bring in more revenue. So they was pushing her to continue with that character when they should have stopped it. So WWE just has too much of the reins and does not allow their wrestlers to do what it is they love to do and play those type of characters that they really want to play. Thunder Rosa has a nice YouTube channel. She does taco tastings, all different towns. Yes, I do watch those. I have not watched the last one. I forgot who was on it with her. But I haven't watched that last one. I know she has another, the taco vlog I haven't watched. And then she just released like another one yesterday or today with like some lost footage or something like that. I haven't watched it yet. But I do watch hers. I watch some of Sammy sometimes. I like Ethan Page's toy hunts. Those are pretty cool. And I haven't watched Being the Elite in a long time. That show sold out at Allstate Arena, the one that started AEW. Hobbs was the last one. Okay, yeah, that's the one I haven't seen. Powerhouse Hobbs one. All right, you guys. So that was the buy-in show. We are how many minutes away from the main card? 3 minutes from the main card. So you guys, I want to say thank you for tuning in for this hour show. Unfortunately, got interrupted on the first half, but like I said, I expected that to happen. But we know for next time how to clean things up so that we can continue to stream and not have to end it and bring back another one. But I want to thank everybody who came the first time and, decided to check and make sure I was coming back for it to see if I was still live. So thank you guys for coming back. Thank you for all the comments in the comment section. So until the next time, if you guys are watching the main card, I hope you enjoy it. Anybody that's looking for it, hit me up on Instagram. I can send you a link for the main card. If you're not going to order it, I shouldn't be saying that, but oh well. Let me know if y'all want the link to the main card. But I am about to go enjoy it. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoy your night, no matter what you're watching tonight, a movie, NBA Finals, Double or Nothing 2022, and enjoy your Memorial Day tomorrow night. Hope you guys have a great one. I will catch you later.